Good morning, children. Welcome back with the next part of this lesson. So the lesson what we were discussing is production in a factory, that is paper mill. Production in a factory, paper mill. So in the last class we have discussed where this paper mill gets the raw materials from. Okay, and we have also discussed the steps to prepare a paper. So what are the steps that are followed in the paper mill factory? So in this lesson we are going to discuss the working shifts of the people, in how many shifts do they work, and usually how many workers work in a particular single shift. Okay, so and we are also going to discuss about the allowances, that means the benefits the company gives to their workers. Okay, and we are also going to discuss about the problems these factories usually face, and finally we are going to discuss the process of making paper in your homes. Okay, so firstly, here in the paper mill, people work in three shifts. People or the workers work in three shifts. Okay, so the first shifts, okay, usually the shifts are divided into A, B and C. So in the first shifts, people come early in the morning, that is 7 a.m. in the morning till to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, this is the first shift. Whereas the second shift, people from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. till night, and the third shift is from 10 p.m. to the next morning 6 a.m. So usually there are three shifts people are working here. So in the every shifts there are some 800 to 900 people working together. There are some 800 to 900 people working together. In this 800 and 900 people, they are different people. There are people who are working as a permanent workers. There are some people who are working as a contract basis. There are some people who casually work in these factories. There are some administrative people. Administrative people means people who look after the salaries, that means look after the accounts and all. Okay, people who are the clerks, who are the managers, who are the administrative owners, okay, who are the engineers, are the people are known as the administrative people. That means how to run the factory. So all this work is done by the administrative people. So usually there are 800 to 900 people working in single shift. Now they are permanent workers, they are temporary workers or the contract based workers, or they are the casual workers, and finally they are the administrative workers. So let's talk about them one by one. So firstly, the permanent workers. So who are permanent workers? So the workers who works for more than years and years in the same factory are known as permanent workers. So in our lesson, an example of a person named as Anand is a person who is working as a permanent worker in the paper mill factory. So it's been some 10 years he is working for the factory. So as he is working for many years, and he is, so what, as he is a permanent worker, so the factory is providing him many facilities, like providing medical facilities, providing education facilities to its children, as well as the allowance, like the quarters, that means accommodation. That means, what is accommodation means, like people were given the like flats and all, we'll say, no, the places like what we say, this houses, this colonies and all, where people live. Okay, the apartments were given, the houses were given for these people to live. So what happens is, people like Anand are permanent workers. So what happens, they get they get place to live, they get education facilities for the children, they get medical facilities, and finally they get provident fund facility. What is provident fund is total amount of their salary, one fourth of, like if they get a salary of 15,000, usually in this lesson, the permanent worker about whom we are talking is Mr. Anand, where he is earning a salary of rupees 15,000 per month. Whereas in his salary, apart from his salary, that means one fourth of his salary, some 2,000 to 3,000 of amount is been reduced every year, every month from his salary. And by the time of his retirement, the entire amount, whatever so far the amount is been cut from his salary, will be given at a stretch at the time when he leave the company, or when at the time when he retire from the factory. Along with this, there were also some insurances which the company is providing them. Okay, if Anand or from his family, if any one of them is sick, they can approach to the ESI hospital, employee scheme insurance hospitals, that is there in their quarters itself. So they will be provided with that hospital. So what they have to do is, they just have to pay the little amount of the treatment, and the rest the company is going to bear the amount. Okay, so ESI hospitals, where they have to, where the insurance is provided to him as well as to his family members also. So this person enjoys all these allowances as well as all the other benefits. So this person, if he works more, that means the extra hours, if he works more, he will be given extra bonus also. Okay, whenever there is more profits in the company, he earns more profit. That means some amount, like 15,000 he is earning, when there is a profit in the company, he will be given some 18,000 or something like that as a bonus. And even on the festivals day also, they are going to get holidays. So this person, Mr. Anand, is going to get a 1 day leave in the week, as well as he is going to get the uniform from the company itself. Okay, so these are the facilities the permanent worker Mr. Anand is getting. Now we are going to talk about a person who is working in a contract basis. Aman is a person who is getting work in the contract basis. So here what happens is, in the contract basis, there will be a contract where he and the company will sign together, where he'll be working for 2 to 3 years here. Okay, so once in this duration of 2 to 3 years, so he'll be working on the terms and conditions what the company has already, they have discussed earlier. Okay, so the amount what the permanent worker is given, for example, Anand was given 15,000 of salary, whereas this person like Aman will be given amount of some 8,000 or something like that. Okay, so here the allowances like medical allowances, provident fund, okay, transport facility or whatever it is, this contract based workers are not going to get anything of that. Okay, so this is the problem. And finally, they are the people like the casual workers, or people who come like housekeeping and all, like there are some women as well as there are some men who are just cleaning the factories every time. So they are just laborers in the factory. So whenever the process of chipping takes place, so everywhere there are some dust of this wood comes. So every time they have, every day they just go to the factory, they have to look after whatever the dust, or they have to just brush up or whatever a dust is there on the this pressing or rolling, all this machines are there, no, on that. So what happens, they have, she or like this woman, this woman laborers or the men laborers have to clean the factory every day. So they are just paid for rupees some 100 to 150 per day, not more than that. And they were not given any kind of allowances as the permanent workers get. And they do not get any other benefits, and they do not get any bonuses also. Even the company get profits also. Okay, so these are the shifts as well as the permanent workers and contract based workers, and finally the people who come as the casual workers. Okay, now who are the owners of this company? Who are the owners of this company? There is not one person or two person who is the owner of the company. Usually they are the group of people who are working together, who has invested their amount in the factory here, who has invested their amount in the factory here. So many like many families to like many families or many people have come into a contract, and they have invested their money in this factory. So every time when they have invested in the beginning, so they have even brought some amount of loan from the banks also. So the people who are sitting, that means people who are the owners of the company, usually come under the administrative workers. Usually they are the administrative workers here. Okay, or even the owners relatives are working as an in the administrative staff. Usually the engineers, the chief engineers or the managers are the relatives, or the owner itself is working in the factory there. Now they get extra benefits. Okay, the housing facilities, the accommodation and all is excellent, even compared to the permanent workers also. The salary is huge, they get all the facilities. Okay, and not only that, so they just have the working hours is also less compared to the people who are working in the permanent like permanent workers also. Okay, so usually as they enjoy the extra benefits, so whenever the company is earning extra profit, these people, after paying all the salaries and wages to all the workers, whatever is left over profit is being shared by the owners in the company. So not only the profits, even the losses are also, they have to bear the losses also. So not only enjoying the profits, they have to also face the losses also here. So this is what the administrative staff is doing there. So along in the administrative staff, along with the, that means the senior officers or the managers or the chief engineers, they are the other people like who are just looking after the accounts, who are the clerks and the other clerks, the administrative staff and all, the people who are working for the factory, behind the factory, that means system, who are people who are working on the systems and all. Okay, people who are just looking after, that means supervisors who are looking after the machines and all. That every departments are present in the paper mill factory, working not only as a laborer or a worker, even for supervising also. So every worker is given a special allowances, as well as some workers were just only paid wages for a daily basis. Okay, so now so what is happening is, so the surrounding areas in the paper mill, when we whenever we go there, we find there every time an awful smell. That means a bad smell kind of things every time it comes when we enter near the paper mill area. So what happens is, whatever the smoke it is releasing, no, so every time the chemicals are being used to prepare the paper, no, I told making of pulp. Okay, that takes, making of pulp takes using of some chemicals, that means completely melting of that wood to get the white color paste, I told yesterday in the class. So what happens there is, they have to use some chemicals. So whenever these chemicals are used, whatever the smoke is released or emitted, no, so the smell gets awful. So whatever the waste or whatever the liquid waste, every time they release it into the river water, so every time the water that is mixed into these rivers get polluted and even get poisonous also. So the people who are living around, like surrounding this paper mill, usually they are habituated to the smell. They feel like we are habituated to the smell what it releases. And the people who are living around them also get diseases like asthma kind of diseases, because they cannot bear that kind of an awful smell, and it makes them get breathing problems, breathing issues as well. Okay, and so what paper mill, what these government are doing is, instead of releasing all these water, like instead of releasing all this chemical water into the rivers, they have decided to just take them in particular place and just deposit it in some other place. And whatever the dust particles, whatever is coming, not into dumping way everywhere, they just take it into wet dust, and this dry dust they collect it, and they give to the municipality every time. So this is how the work goes there. Okay, and even the river water in the factory is also used for cleaning, as well as the watering there is also been used there. And even whatever the dust particle, that means the wood, whatever is leftover wood, no, after the chipping and after this making of pulp, whatever is, or whatever the materials are left, even those are used for making fertilizers as well, which are given for the farmers to fertilize their crops. Okay, and this government has announced to reduce the chemicals uses of chemicals, as well as to not to allow these chemicals into the water, that means the water, not to make the water harmful for the people to drink them. Okay, so this was the lesson. And as I have told in the last class, that I am going to tell you the process of making a paper at your home itself. Okay, so how you can make is, firstly, whatever paper which you have already used, that means you have to recycle the paper now. Okay, so keep in your mind, in the previous class I have told you about the recycling of paper. There are some steps I told you, isn't it? So keep that in your mind. And now listen the process. What you have to do is, collect any newspapers or collect any written papers, whatever you have used earlier. Okay, after collecting the papers, tear it into small pieces, over. Now take a blending jar or mixer. Okay, mixer jars we have, no, and in our homes we have no mixie jars. So what you will do is, you will just tear all the papers and put all these papers into that mixer jar, and put some half of water there. Okay, if it is if it is full of like paper, use 1/4 of water. Okay, depending on the consistency, that means do not put more water. Okay, if you put more water, it gets more loose. Okay, some thick kind of a consistency we want. Okay, like chutneys how it is. Okay, that means a thick kind of a like paste we want. So what you have to do is, add water into the jar. Okay, close the lid and turn on. So once it gets blended, just see the consistency. If you find more paper, one or two paper here and there, again close it and turn the mixer jar once again, and after you get a proper paste. So what you are going to do is, you have to take a plain sheet, okay, or you can take even the nets also. You have net chunnis or something, your sister or your mother might be having, no, some net chunnis or some silk chunnis. What you will do is, whatever the paste comes, just pour it on the chunnis of silk chunnis or the this net chunnis. Just pour it completely and pour it, and just with the help of your hand, just spread it everywhere. Spread it everywhere. Spread the pulp of that. After that, take a cylinder kind of a thing. For example, your mother makes chapatis, no? So chapatis she makes, no? So that kind of a thing you take, that rolling pin you take, and just roll slowly. That means very lightly you have to roll it. So once you take it on the chunni, you have to drain out the excess water. Take out the excess water from the pulp. Okay. So when you take out the excess water, after slowly what you have to do is, you have to roll slowly with the rolling pin. So once it is rolled, make a big sheet, or how much size you want or how much width you want. See it properly and then place it properly. So slowly place a plank or a pad under the chunni or under the cloth, whatever you are using. Place under a pad under it. So take it to the hot sun and keep it for 1 to 2 days. Keep in the air for 1 to 2 days till it gets dried. As it is now, we can see it is raining everywhere. So keep somewhere in the shade so that it gets dried in 1 to 2 days, or even 3 days also, depending on the climate that we have. Even it may take some 3 to 4 days also. So once it is dried, what you have to do is, let the moisture completely dissolve there. Like completely it is all reduced. So it completely is evaporated, whatever the moisture is there. Now it's all dry now. So what you'll do is, slowly with your parents' help, what you have to do is, take a sharp knife or even a scale or something, whatever you feel comfortable. Slowly take off the edges of the paper. So slowly take off, and slowly when it is completely taken off, you can now write anything, and the paper is all ready. Okay, and paper is all ready to use now. So this is a simple activity that you can do at your home. Okay, this is how you can make a paper at your home using the recycled ones. Okay, so recycling is also important. Not only writing, not only using the paper, like wasting the paper every time. You can even recycle them. Okay, but the one thing is, paper what is made in the factory is of pure quality, pure white, whereas the paper what you are going to make in your homes will not be pure, will be little skimmy, that may little like light grayish or even something wheatish kind of thing. Okay, not pure white, little bit white you will get. Okay, so this was the process of making paper at your home. I hope you will be preparing this activity and will be posting in the school groups. If possible, do it. Okay, so children, this was the class, production in a factory, a paper mill. So I hope you have all understood about the general easy lesson, and I'll be sending the question and answers as well as the keywords of this lesson, and you have to write all these keywords as well as the question and answers one by one systematically in a book. Okay, for any more doubts and queries, please ask us immediately, and we'll be meeting up in the next coming session. Till then, bye children, and have a nice day. Bye.